guys, so I literally just finished like half an hour ago reading the Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. This is the introduction to the Shadowhunter world that every new Shadowhunter or potential ascender would get. Ascendee? Person who will be ascending. Anyway, so it's written from the perspective of the Clave, explaining the Shadowhunter world to new Nephilim, new Shadowhunters. So it's really interesting, I guess, how the Clave views everything and their official stances on certain things. First, I have to give clarification that I have not actually read the Mortal Instruments series. Sorry, not yet. Plan on doing it. But I did read the Infernal Devices series, and that was epicness! So, in the Infernal Devices series, Tessa is reading this book as an introduction to the Shadowhunter world that she's now entered, even though she's not actually a Shadowhunter. But anyway, I kept mentioning it, so I was like, I want to read the Shadowhunter Codex now, because it exists. So let's go do that. But there are spoilers in this for, like, for the Mortal Instruments series, which I kind of was, like, picking up on. It's like, oh, I don't think I'm supposed to know that. So yeah. This book, so just warning, if you don't want to be spoiled, I guess don't read this book first. Go start with the series and read the Mortal Instruments first. But I really like this book because it has, like, all these really awesome pictures in it, like drawings of what these things are, especially, like, the demons and the different Downworlders. Just so cool. And the book is also, I guess, Clary's copy, or it's the New York Institute's copy that Clary is using to learn about the Shadowhunters, except that she, Jace, and Simon are writing all over it, which I love, which adds, like, this lovely element of humor to it, to read their back and forth and their comments and just the sass they have. It's awesome. So it was really cool to get to read all this stuff and to find out more, especially about the Parabody, because I had read the Infernal Devices, and to, like, read that and be like, oh, that's what's going on between Jem and Will. Although I think I maybe understood the Parabody more than because of the Infernal Devices than from this actual book. But, like, to get to see more of the bigger world, especially getting to see, or not seeing, but, like, hearing about Idris and the capital city of Alicante. Yeah. So good at pronouncing things. But to find out about, like, those parts of those aspects of the Shadowhunter world that I didn't see in the Infernal Devices series. So that was cool. And there's a lot of, like, the more complexities of what goes on between how the Downworlders and the Shadowhunters relate to each other. So the Downworlders are creatures like vampires, werewolves, fairies, and warlocks. I think that's it. Who are these, like, half-human creatures. And then there are the Shadowhunters, which are half-human, half-angels. And then the angels are, like, way up here. And you have demons way at the bottom, being the evilness that needs to be eradicated. And the whole reason why this series exists. Yeah. So it's just so cool to, like, get to see more of the world, to read about it. I love mythology books, like, just opening a book of mythology and just reading not, like, the whole story, but just reading, like, a paragraph encapsulation of, like, who Loki was, and the brief summary, and this is exactly what this book is for the Shadowhunter world, so that is right up my alley, and I loved it. I really love the pictures, like, the cover pictures. Unfortunately it's a library book, so it's taped shut, so I can only see parts of the pictures, and I'm sad. Yeah. So, it was a cool book. It's not an actual, like, storyline story, but it does bring in parts of that when it starts explaining the histories. So, like, reading about Jonathan Shadowhunter's history with David and his sister Abigail, and the very founding of the Nephilim was really interesting. Yeah. Yep. So I liked this book. It was pretty cool. It's not a super awesome fast read because it's not an actual story, and so I was reading it while reading other things, which was kind of cool to be able to do that, but at the same time, not quite as involving as my normal books. So, yeah. That's my review. Okay, love you guys. Peace.